All right, Ezekiel and I are here with the GMC. We ran into a good friend, Brick Rod Garage over here, met him at the tire shop so we could head on out to Kentucky to Faith Family and Cars cruise in tomorrow. So we are going to be cruising with Part Stang.
Beautiful 1983 Ford Mustang that I know everybody's jealous of the patina on her. That's natural.
But we've got the better Colorado patina over here, sun-baked, and I got the camper top on there. Back's packed down with all sorts of goodies. We are ready to hit the road. We got, let's say, 400 and some odd miles and about 8 to maybe 9 hours to get there. But this is day one on our way to Power Tour. Rolling along here, and we are about the 6th car behind a manure truck, and it smells wonderful. Ezekiel over here about to barf. I don't know, this is ridiculous, but yeah, we're just rolling along, getting close to the North Carolina mountains here. Rolling. It's a beautiful, beautiful day though. It is beautiful. We got the vent windows open, windows down, and just rolling. But that manure really, really smells bad. And then I got a doggone Mustang following you back there. We'll have more updates on the way. But here we go. We're just rolling along. Looked back and Brick Rod was drifting back, and didn't know why, and just got a text, and the Part Stang just turned off on him. So we turned around and we're headed back down the mountain a little bit to check on him and see if we can help him out. Let's see what's going on. All right, as you can see, we are back on the road. Brick Rod's Part Stang was overheating. We got the temperature down on it. Added some more coolant. Looked like it had a bubble, possible bubble in the line. So I'm letting him lead. So that way, if something else happens, I won't have to turn around and come back and get him. But anyway, we're rolling along here in the North Carolina mountains, not too far from Tennessee. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Part Stang is right up there in front of us. Eddie and the other Eddie are there. Ezekiel and I are back here, just rolling along at a 59, 60 miles an hour, just cruising. All right, well, we'll get back to you in just a little bit. So we've been riding on these back roads and everything, and just a while ago we got the surprise of a lifetime. We got to jump out on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it is stinking awesome. So we just decided to stop right here at the Green Mountain Overlook at 4,134 feet above sea level, and it is stinking amazing. I mean, you can see mountains out there, rhododendron bushes everywhere. You can even spot an Eddie and another Eddie, and Ezekiel over there, Part Stang, and some other random people walking by as well. And this beautiful GMC right here. Man, we are enjoying the route. You know, we're taking our time, and just having a good time going on these back roads. Can't see a doggone thing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, well, we made it to Kentucky at the home of Jerry with Faith Family and Cars. And the rain has started again. So anyway, it's about midnight, and yeah, we finally made it. We'll see you in the morning at the Faith Family and Cars Cruise In. Jerry was so kind to put us up in this travel trailer back here, and man, it's just, the hospitality is amazing. But we got the part staying back there, covered up with tarp. Little GMC back over here, and well, in just a little bit, maybe about 2.5 hours, yeah, the Faith Family and Cars Cruise In will be happening. So we'll be heading that way in just a little bit. So we'll see you there. All right, so we have made it to Field of Grace Church, home of the Faith Family and Cars Cruise In. We got the park staying and the GMC posted up here side by side. Got Jerry's truck over there beside it, and there's the Faith Family and Cars booth. Show hasn't started yet, but we are here parked and ready. We'll bring you some more coverage here in just a little while.
I'm consistently in your way.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. There's that guy again. Hi guys. Jamie over here just reading, and Beth reading, playing on Facebook.
Yeah.
This beautiful car.
Looks good, man.
If you arguing, maybe also
Absolute
like father son.
mess. Going on road trips with this guy, I swear. I don't know how we do it without killing each other.
All right. Well, we got Tim and Jacob Davis here with the trash back, right? Is that what
Oh,
we
yeah.
call this thing?
I claim this is the world's worst running and driving fastback Mustang. And I think it might actually be true.
Yeah, from some of your stories, I mean, I've seen, and some of your dad's stories of just some of the adventures he's taken this thing on already. I mean, they're adventures every time you go out in this thing, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
it doesn't
much,
matter
yeah.
where you're going. It's an adventure in this car.
Right.
And the heads that turn, because people are like, how is it legal to have that piece of garbage on the road?
Well, and I'm building a C50 at this point in time, and I want people to have that same thoughts about it. So, but it's going to be completely safe.
Yeah, well, this one's safe-ish, is how we describe it. We did get pulled over on the way here, not an hour or two, maybe 2 hours ago probably, and the officer didn't even say a word about the car. Not a single word.
That's crazy.
He did not care.
I think if you were maybe in Florida, they would probably say, get this thing off my highway, and I don't want to ever see it again.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was wild because he was just like, you're speeding, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, and then he didn't mention the car at all.
He didn't look at the dash to realize there's actually not a speedometer.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's awesome.
We could have used that, but
yeah, technically that's a crime too, though.
Jacob said we're going to a church car show, so
I threw the church card out.
He played the Jesus card, and the guy let us off.
I did that one time. I got pulled over, and officer said, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "I'm coming home from church." And he was like, "All right, well, just watch your speed next time, okay?"
As long as you aren't lying, then God might smite you.
I was actually coming from church.
See, there you go. You're good. But yeah, we made it up from Georgia, so we drove 300 or 400 miles probably.
Something like that, yeah.
And through a monsoon where more water came in the car than was on the outside of the car somehow, I think.
Coming off the front tires and hitting the firewall and the inside of the
and finding holes.
Yeah.
I did see some stories where water was coming in through the firewall.
It was like a
and the thing on the passenger side.
Yeah, we needed a bilge pump on the inside of the car, I think.
Or just some drain plugs.
But you know what? Cars get flooded all the time, and it ruins them. We just drove through the flood.
All right. Well, is there anything special you want to tell us about this car?
It's special.
Special.
So
other than it is special, but.
So my dad bought 5 cars out of a guy's backyard. 2 Mustang Fastbacks. 4 cars out of a guy's backyard. 2 Mustang Fastbacks, a 68 Coupe, and a 70-something Granada for $500.
Wow.
So, I mean, just the VIN on these Fastbacks is worth a couple grand.
Oh, yeah.
And so this one was sitting there, and he wanted to build a really terrible Mustang and decided to buy some parts. We found this engine in a museum in our local town.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on one of your videos.
An engine sat in a museum for 40 years, and we just kind of...
It was an adventure just getting it out of there.
Yeah.
Out of the museum.
We had to walk it down Main Street during like a fall festival.
Oh, yeah.
On the engine stand,
Yeah.
we're pushing it down Main Street.
I remember watching that, so yeah.
So to give you an idea of the 4 cars for $500, this was the best of the 4.
Yeah.
So to give you a image of what the cars were like.
Just ignore the man behind the curtain.
What? But yeah, there's holes everywhere. There's holes in the trunk, there's holes in the floor, there's holes in the firewall, there's even holes in the roof. And we drive it that way anyway. It seems to be structurally sound, we think.
Yeah. Seems to be.
We added maybe triple digits on the way down here, and it didn't fall apart.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and you tell us about some of the switches and things that you got inside that control different things.
And don't mind this to keep the water out.
Oh yeah, so the cowl, a little bit of Gorilla Tape there, because Gorilla Tape works on everything. Brick Rod Garage used that for his top.
So the goal when we got this car, when we started getting this running, was to see how cheap we could get this car on the road. And so we did lots of stuff not by the book. We dingle ball honed the engine without taking the pistons out. I pad slapped the disc brakes. I did have to get new calipers, but we didn't turn the rotors, and you can look at them and see they're under spec already, but I just stuck new pads on there and didn't turn the rotors that sat for 40 years. And they work pretty good. What else did we not do right?
It sounds like some people that I know, so let's just pretend like we didn't see that.
Yeah, we put a 4-speed out of a truck. It's got an overdrive, but we only had a 3-speed shifter. So reverse is actually on a separate lever that's up under the dash. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's the only way we could make it work. And then you got to put it in neutral and pull this lever under the dash to put it in reverse.
Can you tell us how your brake lights actually work? I hear that's interesting as well.
So the electrical, we were just trying to go cheap, and so we used this switch box from Home Depot, made in the USA. And
I mean, that looks factory right there, honestly.
the second switch from the right is that's the
your
brake
brakes.
lights, because for some
Oh, okay.
reason the pressure switch isn't working for the brake lights.
That's headlights, that's your fan, and that's ignition. And then this is start over here.
Oh my goodness.
So
It's $10
that's
bucks.
it.
A 4-gang box there.
That's the whole electrical for the car.
Yeah. Wow. Being a general contractor, I kind of, you know, looks familiar to me.
It does have a fuse box up under the dash. So
There is a fuse box.
we're
Okay.
not total
So
hacks.
there's one
Yeah, it's
somewhere
way up in
hiding.
there.
I see it through there. I don't know if they can see it on the
There's
camera.
a painless fuse box in it.
Okay.
It has QA1 shocks.
It's got stuff that's too nice for it on it.
It has QA1 shocks all the way around it. We hadn't put it on yet, but we got a Willwood master cylinder.
Wow.
So we have spent some good money. The
Yeah.
wheels and tires bought off Facebook Marketplace for $500.
Okay.
Actually came off a Mustang.
Some little torque thrusts or something. Yeah.
And so we kind of did it on a budget, but you know, when we're replacing things, we're putting good stuff on it.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Thank you guys for sharing. This is
Yeah, don't mind all the Bondo.
like one of the things I did
This
not
is-
realize about was the way the trunk lid area
We
is.
have no idea.
Well, what's funny is people will look at this trunk lid, they're like, you need to replace that. And I'm like, have you seen the rest of the car?
It looks like something just blew up right there, like somebody took some dynamite and tried to.
I assume somebody
there.
didn't have a key, and that was their. I don't know how they rolled the metal so much.
It looks like they did it on purpose. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know, when guys cut the hoods and get their hater pipes coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
That's
I mean,
kind of
people
the look, yeah.
spend a lot of money to get that look.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
The
That is-
gas, I mean, the parts, like the gas cap came with it. It does have brand new bumpers on it.
well, that's awesome.
New lenses for the tail
Well,
lights.
this is probably one of my favorite things right here, though.
There we go.
You know,
So,
word,
yeah.
word of God.
Well, it's a fastback. Jesus is coming back
He's coming
fast.
back fast. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. The sweet. I love the sweet patina stickers.
We still haven't put any sauce on it. We need to like actually get the scale off first.
We're probably going to sauce it tomorrow.
I mean, you got a little. They put a little fiberglass in the roof there.
So yeah, the way to see that is actually from the inside. So it was rusted through, and we just fiberglassed the inside to keep the rain out, and it works.
I don't know how good you can see that, but that's
It
it.
does have a single bullet hole in it for some reason,
Bullet hole.
but only one.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's surprising.
That is
Yeah,
weird.
And on the other side, you saw the Bondo accent fender.
Oh yeah, the whole fender, the whole quarter panel was like
Yeah,
Bondo.
that's our accent fender.
Right.
Unsanded Bondo too. It was
Unsanded.
probably put on 40 years ago and never sanded.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And this fender actually was black and kind of that burnt red primer, and I sanded off the red and did some faux patina. So
Okay.
this fender I actually did.
Yeah. It almost looked like you used your like a cat paw
Yeah.
and did that right there. I mean,
Yeah, I'm like a cat. I got cat-like reflexes.
No, he doesn't. Lies.
So under
Wow.
the hood is where it shines.
yeah. Let's look
We
at this
actually
thing.
tried to make it look good under here.
So yeah, well, if you just see that
Yeah, don't look at the rest of the car.
and nothing else, you know,
Not so bad.
it looks pretty good. She's a runner.
So currently, after only spending $500 for the 4 cars, currently I'm somewhere around $7,000 on this car. I know you can't necessarily see it, but when you buy QA1 and you buy like Made in the USA Griffin radiator, you're going to spend a little more for it. But I'm all about Made in the USA. So
Well, that's cool. Well, thanks for sharing, Jake and Tim
Yeah, Frisbee.
Mark?
and Mark on his 3-wheeler. Hey, what happened to you with C10s in the city? You weren't out there, were you?
No, I was.
All right, we're here with the Parkers, Jerry and Zach. Sorry,
Take your time.
So many new people that I've met today that I've been friends with on Instagram, and so they are the faces of the Faith Family Cars podcast. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your podcast?
Yeah, so our podcast comes out every Tuesday, and it's about exactly what it says, Faith Family Cars.
Yep.
And we talk about our faith. We interview guys and let them give their testimonies, talk about where they came from, where they've been.
So the big thing that we really try to push is meeting new people that are in the car community and listen to them tell their story about Jesus. We have met so many people from different areas that have such amazing stories, and we just love hearing them. We love hearing people talk about what they came from, you know, where God's got them now, because God finds you in the worst point in your life, and that's what a lot of these people have came from. We enjoy hearing that. We just love hearing them talk about their hot rods. So a lot of our people that we meet, you know, they've got some awesome hot rods, and we just like hearing them talk about that and their faith in Jesus.
Yep, so we felt called to do this almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
It has been a year ago that the calling came.
Yeah.
And then we started preparing in June of last year, put our first podcast out on September 3rd, and here we are. We've had a lot of good support, and guys like Daniel here coming out and supporting our first cruise in. It's been awesome. And we just hope to keep growing this thing. We got a lot of new stuff that we're going to be adding into the podcast and starting in the second season, the second year. So go check us out at Faith Family Cars on Instagram.
Yep.
And on YouTube, it's Faith Family Cars.
Same on TikTok, same on Facebook, everything Faith Family Cars.
Yep.
We try to keep clips out, you know, throughout the week, and we put verses out every week. So we're constantly on Instagram putting stuff out. So
You can keep up with what we're doing there.
Yeah, we put out the most stuff on Instagram so that you can kind of know what's going on, like with the cruise in and things of that nature.
So if you like hearing guys' stories and where they came from, what they went through, because
and girls, we've had some girls on there too.
some girls, because it's very encouraging. It's very encouraging to hear other people's stories and to know that, hey, I was there too.
Yep, and
they went through what I went through.
We've had everybody. We've had stories of depression and anxiety. We've had stories of drug addiction, alcohol addiction. We've had everything. We've had stories of lukewarm Christianity. We've had stories of people that grew up in the church that fell away, came back. We've had everything. So if something you're going through, we've probably talked about it. Just check back on some of our old episodes.
So,
all right. Well, all right. Thank you guys for sharing with us. Your podcast is amazing, and I'm thankful that I got to meet you guys, and I think our friendship's going to go on for many, many years.
I agree.
Ministry-wise, and just being friends. And you know, the common denominator here is Christ and cars.
Yep.
And I love for our families as well.
Oh, yeah,
so
right.
Anyway, so Faith Family Cars podcast, check it out. All right, so we're wrapping up here at the Faith Family Cars podcast cruise in at Field of Grace Church in Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. Man, it was a pretty good turnout for their first show. A lot of cool cars and very cool people. Well, Brick Rod Garage and I are going to go back to Jerry's, and we need to wrench on our rides a little bit. Got to replace 2 belts on GMC, need to flush the radiator on the part stang, and so we can make it up to Indy tomorrow to get ready for Power Tour. And so we're going to be wrapping stuff up there. All right, well, we're back over here at Jerry's JP5 Garage, and also Faith Family Cars podcast. We are, well, Brick Rod and Garage and I, Eddie and me, we are working on our vehicles. Just doing a quick little maintenance. This is something we knew we needed to do before we left, but figured we could make it up here in time and be able to do it here. So I'm changing out 2 belts. One started squealing pretty bad yesterday and a little dry rotted. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the 2 belts that I got on here that need to be replaced. Went to part store, picked them up. He's over with the part stang, and he's flushing the radiator, getting all that rusty water out. I'm gonna put good coolant in, and we should be ready for Indy tomorrow. So It's gonna be a good time. All right, guys, with everything all buttoned up for now, hopefully everything continues to go smooth. With everything buttoned up here on the GMC and on part staying back there, I think we are ready for Indy tomorrow. And well, that's where this episode of Rev Garage ends here in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Tomorrow we'll be heading to Indy, day 0 of Power Tour. And I tell you what, get your stuff out, get it, drive it. Doesn't matter how old it is and how unreliable you think it might be. Test it out, push it to the limit, do it, have fun. This thing, this is the longest I've ever taken it out. So, you know what? It has almost all original parts on it and things. Just get out and drive.